Mortgage rates have finally started to take their toll on house prices all across the nation. And just last month, we experienced the largest drop in home prices in over a decade. And this isn't helping our housing inventory woes either, because a lot of homeowners aren't ready to jump back into the housing market just yet if they don't have to.
You first.
No, you go first.
So in this video, we're going to get you up to speed with the latest news regarding house prices, housing inventory, and mortgage rates. We'll also go over the expectations for the rest of 2023 so that you're well informed. Hi, my name is Trenton Ward, and if you enjoyed this content, let me know by hitting the like button and consider subscribing to stay up to date with the latest real estate news, tips, and tricks. Okay, so first let's start off by discussing the latest news regarding home prices. According to Redfin, home prices in the United States dropped in March by 3.3% year over year, and according to them, that puts the median home price at $400,528. And 3.3% may not sound like a lot to most, but considering the fact that home prices normally appreciate around 4%, this is a pretty significant drop in home prices. So much so that this is the largest drop in home prices in 11 years.
Ow. That's a long time. Whoa.
But we were long overdue for a correction in the housing market. There are definitely some places getting hit harder than others. For instance, the city that experienced the largest drop in home prices is actually Boise, Idaho at 15.4%. And after that, you have Austin, Texas coming in at 13.7%. And then you have Sacramento at 11.9%. Cities like these are really driving the large decrease in home prices across the nation, while most cities are experiencing more moderate changes. For instance, here in the Dallas Metroplex, we just saw a year-over-year decrease in March, which was at 0.8%. And that's despite the significant influx of people that came into our market in the past couple of years. Zillow recently released their expectations for house prices for the rest of the year. They're predicting house prices to fall a total of 1.6% for the rest of 2023. And this pretty much tracks what most experts are saying as well, because 2023 is looking more and more like the bottom of the housing market for many years to come. They also go on to say that they're expecting the average home price growth to be around 3.5% over the next 4 years, which is basically putting us back at a normal appreciation level. So home prices are down for the moment, but they aren't expected to be down for too much longer. And that leads us into one of the biggest reasons why, which is housing inventory. Now that we've gone over the house prices, let's discuss what's going on with the housing inventory. We currently still aren't close to having a balanced market yet in regards to the number of houses for sale in the United States. The National Association of Realtors show that in March of 2023, we only had 2.6 months worth of inventory left. And a balanced market is somewhere closer to 5 or 6 months worth of inventory. And that essentially means we really would need to see at least double the amount of inventory that we currently have to consider it a balanced market. The number of months of inventory is just a reflection of how long it would take to sell all the homes on the market if no one else decided to sell. And the unfortunate news is that housing inventory hasn't been improving for some time now. And since we're moving closer to the summer months, we're starting to see an increase in the amount of competition for the limited amount of inventory that we have, which means, you guessed it, multiple offers are definitely back in effect.
Hate those. Hate.
So if you're planning to get into the market in the near future, make sure you are prepared to compete on some of the desirable homes. So now let's get into the latest news regarding mortgage rates. Currently, mortgage rates are still hovering around the mid 6% range for 30-year fixed mortgages. And that's been the trend for the last month or so. And the good news is that it seems like we found the mortgage rate level that will curb inflation without sending the economy into another shock. But if mortgage rates suddenly drop down to the mid 5% range, we'd all of a sudden have a huge influx of people wanting to get a new home. And that would seem great in the short term, but house prices would suddenly shoot right back up through the roof and we'd be reliving 2021 all over again.
Not going back there.
But at this level, we're starting to see home prices come back down while home buyers and home sellers are slowly coming back into the housing market. And despite home prices starting to drop across the nation, mortgage payments have recently hit record highs, and that's due to the changes in the mortgage rates. Now, if you're looking for mortgage rates to come down, you might be in for a long wait. Most experts are saying that we'll stay somewhere between the 6 and 7% range throughout the rest of 2023. We could see mortgage rates dip below 6% during the year, but it's unlikely to stay there for a sustained period of time. At this rate, I wouldn't expect to see rates stay in the 5% range for an extended period of time until sometime next year or the very end of 2023. So we are getting a lot of signs now that the housing market is starting to bottom out. Inflation has continued to show positive signs because high interest rates are starting to do their job. Home prices are starting to come down, but at a modest enough rate so that we don't see another sharp spike in activity. If you're somebody that's capable of getting a new home in the near future, it should pay off well for you in the long run. Home prices aren't likely to take a significant dip throughout the year, but in the next couple of years, a rebound is highly likely. All it will take is for mortgage rates to come back down, and then we'll start to see home prices begin to rise again. And if you bought during the dip, you'll be able to enjoy the new equity and refinance when the time is right for you. Okay, if you've enjoyed this content, let me know by hitting the like button and consider subscribing to stay up to date with the latest real estate news, tips, and tricks. If you have any real estate needs in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, feel free to reach out to me. My contact information will be in the description below. And until next time, peace.